Greetings again. This is me, Zahra Jawad. So now I found out that I was looking for the verse in the Quran, the bowing verse, if there's any that says bow to Allah alone. Well, there is one. Alone is in quotation marks. I think in Surah Nahl. I'll just open my Chrome now. I'm not ready. I just came here. No, I am ready, but I just came here quickly because then the azan will go on, start. So I've just found something here. Surah Nahl, ayat 56. So, exposing slowly. If you would open the Quran to Surah Nahl, ayat 56. How thoroughly we have been betrayed by a thorough betrayal. And they have been made to be thoroughly purified with a thorough purification. Sorry to put it this way to you, but I've got to put it to myself too. And if all that which I have said is not enough, then let's see, we'll go on, keep going on, and revealing, exposing how thoroughly we have been betrayed. So, Surah Nahl, chapter 16 of the Quran, verse 56. And they even assign to those idols. Is this the one? No. Sorry, this is the one. Sorry. This is the one that says that the idols who know nothing. Sorry, this is not the one. But this is what I wanted to also bring later on after reading that ayat. So it is in Surah Nahl. I just don't know the number, I think. I've shared it on my Facebook profile, but I haven't shared it. I'm finding these eyelashes, sorry. So this one, okay, start with this one. And they even assign to those idols who know nothing a share of what we have produced for them. By Allah, you will certainly be questioned about whatever lies you used to fabricate against Allah. So I'm going to lower my volume, come here, and here it is. Yes, it is in Surah Nahl. And to Allah alone bows down in submission whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth of living creatures, as do the angels who are not too proud to do so. Surah Najm, instead, an ayat from Surah Najm, instead prostrate to Allah and worship Him alone. So again, I'll try to explain myself. Were there ayats? I was searching ayats that say prostrate to Allah alone. Now they've put alone, Him alone, worship Him alone in a quotation mark in the end, in Surah Najm ayat. And alone, bow down. Alone is in quotation marks. So anyways, these are the two ayats from the Quran that I searched on Google search, found in an article. I left the article. Thanks to the article, I can't remember the website's name. So anyways, I just have to go straight to the ayat to check if, through the Quran ayats directly, what is the translation? Does it say, and to Allah alone bow down? Anyway, so this problem I was having, I would check alone or to Allah alone bow down. Or here, when he mentions it like this. Instead, prostrate to Allah and worship Him alone. So, prostrate to Allah alone and worship Him alone. This kind of a thing. Whether it says in the direct translation of the Quran ayats, alone, which they put in quotation marks. So hence, I was going to look for other ayats too when this just stopped me in my tracks. Because you see, the angels were asked, were they not? And we're told in the ayats, I don't speak out of my own, but what the ayats are saying when I discuss things. So hope you understand that I'm talking about the ayats, referring to the ayats, reflecting on the ayats. So this one, sorry, I don't remember the number. I've shared from Quran.com on my Facebook profile. So I remember like this, I can't just jot. I have jotted something down here. So you see, can it be to Allah alone bows down in submission? Because Allah Himself said this could be a general ayat. When Allah told the angels to bow down to Adam, and then He tells us that to Allah alone bow down in submission, whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth. Maybe a lot of Muslims have not understood what Allah really means. Right? They say, no, 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 only bow to Allah alone. I was trying to, like this, in my mind, this also, another thing I would like to share is when I was searching, I couldn't find it. It was difficult to find these ayats. So how did I think, like this verse came to me, to Allah alone? Now I can't even remember, like, a certain ayat, maybe. So I was just searching like this, if I could find to Allah alone, worship Allah alone, or none has the right to be worshipped except Allah alone. None has the right to be worshipped. Anyhow, so, but if I find all the ayats, sorry, I couldn't find all. But you see, now finding this ayat is very important. Why? Because it says, as do the angels. And I checked. So if I go in here, like word by word, Arabic, does it really say like living creatures? Attribute angels as daughters. Glory be to Him. Another thing I checked is what is exalted, and the difference between exalted and glorification. Well, like when you go into the Surah Fat ayat about believe in Allah and believe in Muhammad, right? And so exalt Him or glorify Him morning and evening, right? So believe in Allah, the way the Quran ayat is written, believe in Allah and believe in His messenger, meaning Muhammad, revere Him or assist Him, honor Him, respect Him, and glorify Him morning and evening. Some put in that last part, glorify Him, Allah, i.e. Allah. But in the verse it doesn't say Allah. It just says glorify Him. So this would mean, if you don't put i.e. Allah, and it really isn't, the H isn't in capital letter. Arabic is quite different from English. So if you don't put the H in capital letters, it would be meaning that all this, revere Him, meaning Muhammad, help Him or respect Him, honor Him, meaning Muhammad, and glorify Him would mean Muhammad, night and evening. So there has come this word again, glorified and exalted is He, above what they associate with Him in worship. With Him with him in worship is in quotation marks. So Subhanahu is glorified, is he, meaning God. Here it means God in this Surah Nahl, Ayat 1. So, and exalt wa ta'ala. Allah means exalted. So that verse in Surah Fath would not be exalt him night, morning and evening, but glorify him morning and evening. So the command here I'm going to read the Surah Nahl verse now. The command of Allah is at hand, so do not hasten it. Glorified and exalted is He, above what they associate with Him, above what they associate. Word by word is above what they associate. Sorry, I'm talking over the above what they associate, and the translators just put with him in worship to explain. Humanity. So I'm trying to go, and now I'm going to find that verse which says that worship none. Sorry, it has to be like this. I'll just pause. Hello, yeah, I'm live stream Facebook, so I don't want to pause for such a long while until I search that verse. That to Allah alone bow down in submission. So I found this verse here, so just to remember, because I'll be discussing this too later on, since we're now in Surah Nahl, verse 35. The polytheists argue, had Allah willed, neither we nor our fathers would have worshipped anything other than Him. Other than Him, it cannot be. Worshipped other than Him, meaning along with him, meaning other than him, nor prohibited anything without his command. And this is not even in quotation marks, his command. So let's see the polytheists are saying this, that we had Allah willed, neither we nor our forefathers would have worshipped anything other than him. So a direct worship. Nor prohibited anything without his command. What do you mean by worship? Because it's very, very, it's kind of obscure, the word worship here. Because in Surah Fath, then it's like we're worshipping Muhammad by glorifying him. This means by revering him. Even if you put it in the way that the Sunnis and Shias, a little bit different, but that we take him as what? We believe in Allah and the Messenger, respect him, help him, or honor him, revere him, or something like that, right? Whatever the word is in Arabic in that Surah Fath ayat. And glorify him morning and evening. So that would be like, what does it say, that verse? It says, it's like worshipping Allah. It's worshipping. It's not even like worshipping Allah, but it's like other than Allah. Like we are worshipping Muhammad Rasulullah. This Quran ayat. This would, saying like revere him. You know what is reverence? Take him, honor him. Does it say exalt him? Honor him. So the words, I have to be careful what they are used, how they are used. And but whatever they are used, honor him, respect him, and glorify him morning and evening. nor prohibited. Okay, back to, I just don't know how to explain it. Like, see, because I'm confused. I don't know how to put my words here. Because I knew the Quran ayats the way it had put in English, and now I'm confused how to express myself. Like, other than him, aren't we supposed to go to Allah through Prophet Muhammad, the beloved of Allah? And the methods that had come down, like worship, go near to Allah through, and because for us Shias, Bi Fatima Zahra said there's wasila, and in the Quran I find intercession ayats, and they are made, these prophets, righteous prophets are made, his messengers are made wasilas, guides, not only guides, but intermediary, intercessors, wasilas. So worshipped, but for the idol worshippers, the way it is put, it's very clever. So you can see the cleverness of this Allah, whoever has written this Quran, right? Twisted and turned. Polytheists argue, had Allah willed, neither we nor our forefathers would have worshipped anything other than him. But we're not worshipping, we didn't worship as we could, we didn't worship Allah by worshipping Rasulullah. How can you say that when you know Surah Fat ayat 9? Right? Nor prohibited anything without his command. Idol worshippers, polytheists argue, so did those before them. Is not the messenger's duty only to deliver the message clearly? We surely sent a messenger to every community, saying, worship Allah and shun false gods. But some of them were guided by Allah, while others were destined to stray. So faith of the... Okay, this is not important. Now, even though you, O Prophet, are keen on their guidance, Allah certainly does not guide those He leaves to stray, and they will have no helpers. They swear by Allah, their most solemn oaths, that Allah will never raise the dead to life. They swear by Allah. These are not those atheists saying that this world is enough. This world. Atheists say this. Here we are told they are swearing by Allah their most solemn oaths. They are bringing Allah to. These are not those worldly people who don't believe in Allah, atheists. So how can they be swearing their most solemn oath on Allah? They swear by Allah, you see? In other words, this is again Surah Nahl verse 38, that Allah will never raise the dead to life. I know about the Hindus who believe in reincarnation, transmigration of the soul, because they have some, proof. But if you take Surah Taha, then we can go against them and say, no, Gabriel's horse came and he threw the dust, and that's how, we were tested. So it's very obscure, very confusing at times. But I can show you the verses that are not confusing and that that are not so obscure and scattered that we would get confused about. Like I was confused about idol worshipping. Sometimes I would say, why can't we touch God? Why can't we make an idol of God? And things like that. Imam Ali says that no, don't find what is God, what is the essence of God. Otherwise, you will go crazy if you go searching for the essence of God. So I was confused. 40. if we ever will something to exist, all we say is be, and it is. As for the emigrants' cause, okay, patiently endured, put there, me inspired by us. We did not send messengers before you, O Prophet, except mere men inspired by us. If you, polytheists, in quotation marks, polytheists, closed, do not know this already in quotation marks, closed, then ask those who have knowledge of the scriptures. How can they even ask those who have knowledge of the scriptures now that I've studied this Quran and I found out that the Christians and the Jews are blamed, even though they have the scriptures with them? Firstly, corruption, corrupted scriptures. Another thing, what does he say? We found out in Surah, which was it? That you have no knowledge of Abraham. How is it that you argue about Abraham when, this means, in other words, you have no knowledge of Abraham in the Torah and in the Injil, you Jews and Christians. So since you have it's not saying that you don't follow just look into your books and you will find Abraham. But why do you argue about Abraham when you have no knowledge of Abraham and the book of Abraham, and that the Torah and the Injil were sent after Abraham, meaning Abraham, after him, i.e. Abraham, right? And here what is it saying, Surah Nahl, verse 43? We did not send messengers before you, O Prophet. Wait a minute. And we sent before you except men we revealed. So ask the people of the reminder if you do not know. So if you, now the polytheists, when the people of the scriptures have been blamed in one ayat of arguing about Abraham when they have no knowledge, since Abraham was who came before their Torah and Injil, their books, meaning Torah, Moses' book, and Jesus' book, Gospel, right? And now what is it saying here? 43, what have I found? It says here, for the polytheists, if you do not know already, then ask those who have knowledge of the scriptures in quotation marks. Okay, maybe, so somewhere it's like knowledge of the scriptures. Here it's got quotation marks. Sunni is getting confused, Shia is confused. Shias may not be that confused. We send them with clear proofs and divine books. See? So your knowledge, we sent them with clear proofs. So that clear proof of Abraham should be there if this was such a clear proof, it should carry on in the books of Torah and Injil and divine books. This is 44 verse of Surah Nahl, 16th chapter of the Quran. Then, and have we sent down to you, O Prophet, the reminder, so that you may explain to people what has been revealed for them, and perhaps they. So another point is coming up that he's doing this, blaming them and gaslighting them like this, and exploiting their. That Abraham came before you people, you don't know, but this prophet has been now brought forth the reminder, confusing us. But if you know the whole Quran and if you remember those ayats about, you will say this Prophet is confusing us. This Quran is confusing us about the people, people of the book and the scriptures. So, but he's not confusing. I mean, see, if you read it honestly, you would be confused. But if you read it like a Sunni, you say, no, I know my Quran. And if you read it like a Shia, you will make I know my Quran and the Prophet Muhammad and Ali Muhammad thoroughly purified. They are sent as a reminder. We have 12 we have 12 Imams to guide us. What is she telling us? 45. Do those who devise evil plots feel secure? Swallow them earth. Oh, okay. And says, so going for that ayat, have they not considered how the shadows of everything Allah has created incline to the right and left, and the sun moves totally submitting to Allah? Totally submitting to Allah in all humility, the sun. And to Allah alone bows down. Here it is. 49 verse of Surah Nahl. And to Allah alone bows down in submission whatever or whatsoever is in the heavens and whatsoever is on the earth of living creatures. But here it says whatever is on the earth of living creatures, as do the angels, we who are not too proud to do so in quotation marks. It's prostrate, sujud, whatever is in the heavens yes, so in silent, before I just wanted to check because I looked at this, and the angels. Does it say alone? Because the angels were commanded to bow down to Adam. Right? Remember? Verse in the Quran. It does not say alone. There's a quotation mark word here which is alone. Put here. You see, this is what the translators have been doing. Some of it they understand, so they, the previous ayats, and so that's why, like, they would put here, like, people of the book in quotation marks, because the following verse says, then a book sent to you, that I can understand. But here, alone put, meaning they've understood, Allah is saying that, and to Allah alone bows down. Did the angels alone? It was a command. It was his order to the angels. Command to Allah's command. Please be sincere about this. Be honest. Because I don't want to go to, do some garbar, mess up. Whatever is right, so we can do justice. Claiming to do justice and giving your sons, giving your life, sweat and blood to the one who has thoroughly deceived you with a thorough deception. Okay? You see? Now, can I find another verse? Or should I go for another verse to expose this man and his Allah and this book, which is a deception? And such a way to deceive. Okay, so I'm going to pause this. Okay, the one masjid has this. The azan was on, the prayer call. So I had to pause here. Continuing. Now there's this ayat that has come in Surah Nahl. We have revealed to you the book only to clarify for them what they differed about. So of course about Abraham too they differed, right? And as a guide and mercy for those who believe. Okay, so we are so, wonderful Jews, Christians, wonderful. This book will clarify everything to you about Abraham and anything that you differ in. Who was Abraham? So Prophet Muhammad has come to, and Allah has given him this book through a trusted spirit. Trusted spirit, right? Sometimes I say the Holy Spirit. That, as the ayat goes, trusted spirit on his heart. We gave him this messenger. And so one thing at a time. We take Abraham, like I have found out the verses that they differed about Abraham, and Abraham was a monotheistic messenger, believer in one God, the father of monotheism, Hanif, and this and that. And what did they differ about? Whatever the Jews and the Christians, why are you arguing? So the way the ayats are put, it's not right. So there, the way the ayats were put, Muhammad, Allah fails to convince the Jews and the Christians. Even this book fails because the way the ayat is put there in that other surah. We have revealed to you the book only to clarify for them what they differed about, and only to clarify to them what they differed about, and as a guide also, and as a mercy for those who believe. And Allah's, oh God, signs who listen. Listen. Okay, so I reached here so far. Not good. Not good. And taking you back to that verse, by Allah, we have surely sent messengers to communities before you, O Prophet, but Satan made their misdeeds appealing to them. Again, the Satan comes in. Verse 63 of Surah Nahl. So imagine Satan coming in the garden. So he is their patron today, and they will suffer a painful punishment. Okay. Idol worshippers, Muhammad's Allah may have convinced you, his book, that this is not right. No one creates anything except Allah. But Allah, when Allah gives permission to Jesus Christ, Isa ibn Maryam, Masih, in the Quran we are told, he created from clay. He put a life, from clay. He made the bird from clay. He made the bird. It's like doing what Allah is doing from clay. We are told Allah made Adam and blew into Adam his own spirit. Allah did. And we are told in the ayats, somewhere in the Quran. Sorry, I don't remember the number in the surahs. As I said, I'm not a hafiz of the Quran, so it's going to take me long to search the ayats and all this slow. So better to leave it now because I just have to show you this for now. So Satan is their patron today. Be scared. Now, Adam was scared. Adam's faith has failed in Allah. When Satan came in the garden, meaning belief in Allah is not enough. And all the reasons, but what was it that I was thinking of that now I have trying to remember because I've forgotten that Allah is watching. Satan is stripping away. Allah is watching all this, but taking time. So we'll go step by step, right? Taking time, Allah is watching all this, and that for right and wrong, we sent you to know what is right and wrong. So Allah should have stopped them there, right? And we sent Adam to show them to guide them. So he failed. Faith is not enough in Allah because he was seduced by Satan to take of the tree something, a fruit, of course. So, right, and then Allah says here that I will send you a messenger that will guide you. But when Adam has fallen short of faith and making a difference between, but we are told, he says, "Oh Allah, I forgot," in another ayat. Not in Surah Araf, but in another ayat, we are told that although he feels guilty, he feels he's done something wrong, when Allah had what? Warned him against Satan being his enemy and deceiving him, Adam then in another ayat we are told says, "Oh Allah, I forgot." And Allah is watching all this. When Satan came in the garden to deceive Adam. And then Allah is saying, okay, I will send you a messenger who will guide you unto me. And this messenger, something missing here, like I was thinking about it, right? But I've lost it now. So that's why I come quickly to say it, but when I come quickly, I forget. That's really good. See, here, Allah stripped them of, but Allah allowed these things happening. Allah is the all-knowing, the all-knowing, the all-seeing. Then if Allah wants right and wrong, why would Allah want right from wrong? Shouldn't there be another reason for this world's creation? Then his, to know, according to the Shias, to know God through his beloved messenger, not the world. World is all nonsense. World is all a lie. It's a temporary thing. Toil and tests us and, gives us hard work to do. World is made of working hard, struggling, this and that, to reach Allah also. And then a true guide comes of Allah and tells you from what is what is right, what is the right thing to do, and what is the wrong thing to do here, and how to go about worshipping Allah. Worshipping Allah. So it leads you to the one God and not Satan and satanic ways, but God's ways on earth. Right? So I was thinking something that came to my mind, and unfortunately I've forgotten it. So if I go back to those ayats, and here they even assign to those idols who know nothing. Sorry, okay, I'll just read this because the idol thing. And they even assign to those idols who know nothing, who know a share of what we have produced for them. By Allah, you will certainly be questioned about whatever lies you used to fabricate against Allah. 56 of Surah Nahl. So the thing, I think about it like this, if I come to, I have been confused about the idols too, these confusing verses, and to Allah alone bows down submission. Again, back here. Didn't Allah command the angels to submit, to bow down to Adam, right? So this verse Shias will say, no, it's a general verse. We understand and we agree. And to Allah alone bows down in submission whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth of living creatures, as do the angels. Bow down in submission, as do the angels, who are not too proud, but they were asked to bow down to Adam. Have they considered how the shadow... So back to the idols, and then maybe go to Surah Araf again. Clear proofs and divine books. Why did... Oh God. As for those emigrated. So, is there anything... Creation. They swear by Allah their most solemn oaths that Allah will never raise the dead to life. They cannot do that because they are not believers in Allah who do. Or are we told this, or they're just... I don't know, this is quite it shouldn't be put like this. As for those who emigrated in the cause of Allah. If you're, for example, I could go on, if you're blaming the atheists who are worldly people, who don't believe in Allah. Of course, they say we don't have evidence. But how can they swear to Allah, by Allah, swear by Allah, their solemn oaths? They cannot. Simply fails. Who is he talking about? Very obscure, vague verse. Then we come to 43. We did not send messengers before you, O Prophet, except mere men inspired by us. If you do not know, policy is in. But just imagine, even if it is who do not know already. Okay, all of you who do not know already, then ask those who have knowledge. Ask this prophet or those who have knowledge. Then it goes on. Then the Shias have made a great, yes. And Imam Ali then the prophet's progeny has said, we are the people of knowledge. We are these. Then ask those who know, who have knowledge. If you do not know, then ask those who know. This is the progeny. Ask Ali, ask Hassan, ask Hussein, ask Fatima. 44. We send them with clear proofs and divine books. So, ask those who know. Mubahala. Again, going to Mubahala, Christians. Who did Prophet Muhammad take? The Christians of Najran. Who did Prophet Muhammad take? Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein. So he already has this, right? Shias take it from me. Now we ask them all. So Jesus was neither the Son of God nor God. And his likeness was like Adam. The verse has come down. His likeness was like Adam, who was created from dust. Adam was created from dust. Okay? But can you say his likeness? You can say his likeness is like of, a miracle of God. But Adam is different than Jesus because he was the first, wherever he was created on top. Okay, so he was created somewhere in a higher realm by God. And so we can go through all that. And then he was created. He creates out of nothing. Yes, he creates out of nothing. He created all this out of nothing. He created the first human out of dust, and he blew into him his spirit, Allah's spirit. And then but why did the Christians not take this kind of a way, accept this way of Prophet Muhammad explaining? I don't know. So maybe they have their own reasoning that that Jesus is not the likeness of Adam, although we know what you're trying to tell us, that God is miraculous, like Jesus Christ himself, he himself has said. So you can go through about that, you can go through the Christianity reasoning why they wouldn't embrace Islam. Okay? And so I'm going away from there because I'm not eligible to talk about that. And we did not send messengers before your prophet, so am I repeating myself? Do not know already? Then ask those who have knowledge. So, okay, here, if I ask Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein, and Muhammad is there, huh? About your light as a Shia, and so the way I'm taking it, you can see how I'm exposing the discrepancies in the Quran. We send them with clear proofs and divine books, and we have sent down to you, O Prophet, the reminder, so that you may explain to people what has been revealed for them, and perhaps they will reflect what has been revealed for them. Okay, so we will reflect. And so now we go to that Surah Araf here. So, going, Mike, okay, I have a little, instead prostrate to Allah and worship Him alone. Instead, Surah Al-Najm, ayat. Prostrate to Allah. And, opening in Chrome. Where is it? Surah Fusilat? What's in Surah? No, it's here, Surah Araf first. So, Lord has forbidden, like, about this Adam coming, when they commit an immorality, they say we found our fathers doing it. And Allah has ordered us to do it. Say, indeed, Allah does not order immorality. But He saw. Again, I'm coming back to this verse because I've forgotten what I really had to say. It was a very important point that I've forgotten. Like, it would make you leave Islam, I think. Very, very close to. And when they commit an immorality, they say, we found our fathers doing it, and Allah has ordered us to do it. Actually, Allah was watching Satan come into the garden and strip, deceive, and all this. Right? Deceive Adam. Seduce him, say he's a sincere advisor. And Adam said to Allah, I forgot. So I'm jumping to that part too, where he says, yes, I've wronged myself by forgetting also what you warned me of. So if we say as Shias that this is planned, this is all planned to bring us to Rasulullah, his beloved, and his beloved messenger and his progeny, holy progeny. And we have thoroughly purified him, so to find out how great God loves them greatly, and we should love them greatly. And out of love for them, God created this. But wouldn't it be like the Hindu or some other religion? No. Not like this, sorry. What I mean to say is that Allah was watching all this. Then He says what is right and what is wrong. Could it be? Could Satan be a partner to God for deceiving and seducing and entering the garden where Adam and Eve were dwelling? You see, and the stumbling block. What? Wait, the right and the wrong? Like to distinguish Furqan, we have sent this discrimination so that you know right from wrong, and so that you may also reason and how great the intellect is. See how confusing this whole thing is. Where do you draw the line between intellect? I mean, I can talk like this, but answering from the Quran ayats, isn't there a, if you take the Quran ayats, all that say, oh, people of reason, and then people of the revelation, and then people of understanding. We can understand, but we don't have to agree to it. So what's your evidence? Your clear proof to this? That this is your true messenger. They are false messengers. So I don't, wait a minute, I can pause this, and when I remember, I will come back. Hello, yeah, I found a discrepancy in a Quran ayat. I'm live now on Facebook. I found a discrepancy in the Quran ayats. In one ayat, Surah Nisa, verse 164, it says, "And we sent messengers about whom we have related their stories to you before, and messengers about whom we have not related to you. And Allah spoke to Moses with speech," direct in brackets. Pictorial, that was Sahih International. All the others, pictorial, Yusuf Ali spake directly, pictorial, Yusuf Ali, Allah spoke direct. Shakir speaking to him, his word speaking to him. Moses, that's Shakir, Muhammad Sarwar spoke to Moses in words. Mahsin Khan, Allah spoke directly. Arbery, Moses, God spoke directly. So I couldn't go to Quran.com, but I'm here on corpus.quran.com. Remember this ayat in the Quran, Surah Nisa, verse 164, if you could open. Then I can show you afterwards the witness. Did Muhammad use Allah as a witness? You know, we are told this witness, where did he plagiarize this witness from? That Allah is a witness, the greatest witness, right? So please remember this ayat, and then I'll show you another ayat where God says here in Surah Shura 51 ayat 51, Surah Shura 42, chapter of the Quran. And it is not for any human being that Allah, any human being, meaning even messengers, that Allah should speak to him except by revelation. So of course, a revelation comes on a prophet, a messenger who is a human being, a revelation, or from behind a partition. So we start to think, oh no, to Moses, meaning he spoke from that burning bush, not directly, right? So he used something to speak to him, the burning bush. But that's not true, because there's another Quran ayat, like I said before, the one I just quoted from the Quran, says that we spoke to Moses directly. And it is, so this one goes like this. I'll just complete this verse in Surah Shura, verse 51. And it is not for any human being that Allah should speak to him except by revelation, or from behind a partition, or that he sends a messenger, i.e., angel, to reveal by his permission what he wills. Indeed, he is most high and wise. لبشر. So Allah ilah wahyan, wahi, hijaban, or through hijab, meaning a dream, giving, partition, hijab, rasulan, sending his messenger, sends a messenger. Yeah. So here, I don't know how the Muslim scholars, Quran experts explain, but there is what is, like, how did he speak to Moses? So then, how did he then speak to Moses? So they would say through a burning bush, but here we have this Surah Nisa ayat 164, which says that he spoke to Moses with speech, spake directly, spoke direct, speaking to him, his word. God spoke to Moses in words. Unto Moses God spoke directly, arbitrary. Keep looking. So I'm so like a surah. Let me see, I show you. No, what I do is I go to Quran.com with this, opening another tab, right? Surah Nisa, Quran. And we go word by word. Then I can go to the how witness could be plagiarized by Muhammad. Oops. Okay, no, I thought this was in Arabic only. There are messengers whose stories we have told you already, and others we have not. And to Moses, Allah spoke directly. Taklima. In a conversation. Allahu. So then Allahu to Musa in a conversation. وَقَلَّمَ and spoke to you. And spoke Allah to Musa in a conversation. How can the Jews and the Christians believe in it when after so many years I have been finding in a confusion, and then now finding these ayats that are discrepancies in these ayats. But now you will tell me to take that Quran ayat and Surah Taha, we spoke to Moses from behind for using the nar, the fire, or something like this, or You see, here, you can take it from there, but here, this, and you take that ayat. You see, maybe there may be many ayats saying, oh, now, through the Nar we spoke to Moses, through the fire of the bush, through it we spoke to Moses. But whatever, and so that's the partition. But the fire, if the fire has so much, what did God use the fire? And in other ways he uses nar as a burning for punishment, for bad things. Iblis was made of nar, fire. Iblis says, I was made of the fire and he's made of the clay. So how can even God use that nar to speak to him when he says, I'm the light in Surah Nur? And this light is like a niche and the other tree and olive tree and all this. Discrepancy. Direct one. Right? So I was wondering now, so this is one that maybe the Shias can explain away, the Imams of the Shias can explain this away. We are in a mess still. Right? So there are messengers whose stories we have told you already, and others we have not. And to Moses, Allah spoke directly. Surah Nisa, Ayat 164. Direct speech. Direct and with speech. He spoke with speech, like you could hear him speaking. You could hear Allah speaking to, Moses only heard Allah speaking to him. Direct speech. Without a messenger. Without an angel coming. You know, the angel came to Maryam to tell her that you will have a son without a man touching you. To Rasulullah, we are told that he got his revelations, the trusted spirit brought it down on his heart. Right? To Moses, Allah spoke directly. Had a conversation. Here it says, word by word. وَكَلَّمَ. That's why we say Musa Kalim Allah. Even the Shias. And they spoke Allah to Musa in a conversation. Having a conversation with him. Speaking with him in a conversation. Hello Moses, how are you? Ya Musa, I am Allah. Surah Taha. So if you like, I would open Surah Taha also. How can you expect the Jews and the... Again, I'm repeating myself. Surah Taha. How can you expect the Jews and the Christians to believe in this prophet? There are discrepancies so clear that I cannot... how clearer can these discrepancies get? Contradictions in the Quran. Ayats. We have not sent down to you the Quran that you be distressed. No, this is not. And those who fear, when a revelation from He who created the earth and the highest heavens. This is a revelation, a wahi brought most mercy by the trusted spirit on the heart of this prophet, firmly established on the throne of authority To him belongs, okay. When did the fire, I'm looking for the, then indeed, no, see. And has the story of Moses reached thee? When he saw fire and said to his family, stay here. Indeed, okay, for some guidance from the fire. How do you know this is not their Satan? Because Iblis himself says, how can I bow to Adam when I'm made of the fire? When I'm made of fire. And when he came to it, he was called, O Moses.
فلما أتاها نودي
He was called,
يا موسى.
O Musa. 11, verse 11. Surah Taha, 20th chapter of the Quran, please open. We have a great tragedy here that you have not seen for 1400 years. Someone who couldn't point it out because they were afraid they would be killed, even by their own marja from the Shia religious scholars who can give out punishments, proclaim punishments. How do you say it? Indeed, I am your Lord, so remove your sandals. Indeed, you are in the blessed valley of Tuwa. God is speaking to Moses, and I have chosen you, so listen to what is revealed to you. Okay, maybe it does. Indeed, I am Allah. God is speaking to him. Indeed, I am Allah. There is no deity except me. So worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance. Indeed, the hour is coming. I mean, this Musa is even better than Prophet Muhammad. God is directly having a speech with him. Verily, the hour is coming and all this. So do not, just missing some. So do not let one avert you from it. What is that in your right hand, O Moses? He said, it is my staff. They're having a conversation, direct conversation. Ali, and he's telling, 19, Allah said, throw it down, O Moses. So he threw it down, and thereupon it was a snake moving swiftly. Allah said, seize it and fear not. We will return it to its former condition. Have I missed something here? That we may show you of our greater signs. Good. I just skipped some. He has transgressed. Moses said, my Lord, expand for me my breast, and ease for me my task, and untie the knot. All these conversations going on in Surah Taha, that they may understand my speech. Verse 28, and appoint for me a minister, Aaron my brother, increase through him my strength. So he said, they may exalt you much, and remember you much. Indeed, you are of us ever seeing. Allah said, you have been granted your request, O Moses, and we had already conferred. Okay, am I missing something here? After remembering that ayat, that Allah, who does not communicate directly, does not, indeed, I am Allah. 14, there's no deity except me. I've chosen thee. I'm going up now like this, so wait a minute. Verily I am thy Lord, therefore what am I missing? And when he came to it, he came to the, what did he come to? And then when he came to it, burning bush. Okay, he came to the burning bush. A voice was heard. But when he came to the fire, translation Yusuf Ali, a voice was heard. He was called.
موسى
O Musa. 12, verse 12. Indeed, I am your Lord, so remove your sandals. Indeed, you are in the blessed valley of Dua, or blessed. I usually say blessed. What's this? Oh my God. Can you believe this? Wait.
يا موسى فلما
Falama. Then when
أتاها
he came to it, Musa came to the burning bush, fire.
نودي
He was called.
يا موسى
God, he's hearing God's voice. He called. Behold, he saw fire. Okay, maybe not a burning bush. Here we are told in Surah Taha, verse 10, when he saw a fire and said to his family, stay here. Indeed, I have perceived a fire. Perhaps I can bring you a torch or find at the fire some guidance. Isn't Iblis made of the fire? But that you would not. See, it says nar. I checked it.
النار
An-nari.
هدى
Guidance from the fire. This is, Iblis says, I am made of the fire. I will not bow down. Okay. But that is not so important, but that's a point I should put forward. And when he came to it, he was called, O Moses. O Moses. So, we go back to which? Surah Shura. We go back to Surah Shura, verse 51. And it is not for any human being that Allah should speak to him. No human being. What?
كان لبشر
Wait, from the start.
وما
And not
كان
is
لبشر
for any human
أن
that
يكلمه
Allah should speak to him.
الله
Allah should speak to him.
إلا
Except
وحيا
by revelation. Wahi.
أو
Or
من
from,
وراء
does it say speak? Yes. Behind
حجاب
a veil, hijab.
أو
Or
يرسل
by sending
رسولا
a messenger.
فيوحي
Then he reveals
بإذنه
by his permission what he wills.
يشاء
Indeed, he is
علي
most high,
حكيم
most wise.
لبشر أن يكلمه
Yukallimahu. Musa Kalimullah. You know, Musa, the one Allah spoke to. What does it say here? Allah should speak to him. Not. It is not for any human being that Allah should speak to him. Except, even when he sends a revelation to Rasulullah, he did not speak to. Revelation to guide us. A revelation. You and I, ordinary people, cannot have revelations. But we can have inspiration like ilham. Ilham. But not to revelation. Like we inspired the bee. So what is here going on? Discrepancy. Great. Right? So, Okay, there I could be wrong. In Surah Taha that God used the fire to speak to him. No. He spoke. Moses saw a fire. When he went towards the fire, he just heard this from nowhere out of, like Allah calling him. And it's a direct speech. That's why even the Shia say, Musa Kalim Allah, meaning the one Allah spoke to. Direct speech. What does it say here? Shura? In Surah chapter 42 of the Quran, verse 51. And it is not for any human being that Allah should speak. Any human being. Meaning whether you are a messenger or whether, even if you are a messenger, Allah cannot speak to you directly. Except by revelation. You know, revelation is not just sent to you and I, common people. Revelation, we are told, is sent to whom? The chosen servant of Allah, like Moses. But this is not what happened. Because this revelation was sent to Abraham. Abraham had dreams of Allah telling him to sacrifice. See, Allah did not speak to him. He was a friend of Allah, we are told. Abraham, the friend of Allah, Khalil Allah. Musa, Kalim Allah. Kalim Allah. The one Allah spoke to. What is this verse? See, so that any human being that Allah cannot speak to any human being. It is not for any human being. Meaning, a human being is so limited, not Allah, but for a human ear even. We can just have long discourses on this. Says, oh, you know, this verse is so great, like Allah is saying. Allah is not saying He's not capable of doing anything. He can send His voice. But will the human ear hear it? What has happened? Do you know? Do I have to get to the witness? You see, Imam Hussein, then we are told, said in Karbala, in Araf, right? What did he say here? And, oh my God, am I going to fast for myself also? Please ponder over this. So the signs of Allah, you know, here even in Surah Shura, we are told that Allah sends signs. Why don't you reflect upon the signs of Allah? These also are the signs of Allah. These revelations, these words, these sentences, this in Arabic is also a sign of Allah that we must reflect on. Then what does this great man that we used to think of, such a great, grand sacrifice given by him, the Lamb of God, sacrificed, ransomed by Allah. And so he came. He says, oh Allah, what is the evidence of Allah? Evidence of Allah, right? Evidence of God by Imam Hussein. I just, oops. No, I didn't put it. Evidence of Allah. It's just going crazy here. A very fast touch sometimes, very slow. Evidence, God, evidence of Allah. Hello, yeah, I forgot to start this. I paused it. So, you know, the thing is, I don't know where I paused it. And I was looking for the Quran ayats, maybe Surah Taha. So what I'll do is now it's so confusing. I've just spoiled my live stream, Facebook, and my video. I'll try to make amends. So in Surah Taha, we are told that God spoke to Moses. direct speech. And in Surah Shura verse, we are told that God cannot speak in revelation. But only by revelation, sending a revelation, a messenger, or by partition, hijab. 3 conditions. So there's a discrepancy. And then I was going to the Quran ayat. I wonder if I came here. But if I didn't, then I'm on Imam Hussein, that, how the existence of, how can a thing which is an existence, how can Imam Hussein even say this? How can a thing, the existence of which is dependent on you, be taken as a proof for your existence? Is there anything more evident than your self-disclose you? Are you hidden to need a guide to find you? So inside is the guide, which even like someone like, who was she? Creative visualization author, Shakti Gawain, saying the guide should be within you, inside of you. So how can Imam Hussain say when you reach this, you find out that this cannot be? And it's written in Arafa prayer, Bihar al-Anwar, volume, page, it's in Arabic or Persian. See, so the self which is self-evident, blind may the eyes be which do not see you watching and guarding yourself. So it's yourself. Yourself should be the guide. Are you hidden to need a guide to find you? Surely you are not. So how can a thing, now I understand, because you see sending guides, messengers, his grandfather, and the Quran and all this, not enough. It's very confusing. In itself is a contradiction. Is there anything more evident than your self-disclosure? So what is yourself? What is yourself? Not that lower nafs that they keep saying in the Quran, right and wrong, but that self, the highest self. Is there anything more evident than your self-disclosing? You don't need anything else then. And this is what I was not getting. I mean, I was getting it from Imam Hussain, and I was saying, oh my God. But then I didn't see the Quran and the messenger who has come. Believe in him, obey him. If you love Allah, follow him, meaning his grandfather. But then he comes to yourself disclosing you, his grandson. Blind may the eyes be which do not see you watching and guarding yourself. What is this? I mean, the self is, what is here is important. So this is all wrong, but can you see this now? What I showed here, and I don't know when I paused here. Oh God, how do you use this? Where did I? Surah Taha, where did I? Okay, in this one. Can you see this? Moses and Surah Taha, I did not open in the, yes I did. Behold, he saw fire. So he said to his family, tarry you, I perceive a fire. Perhaps I can bring you some burning brand therefrom, or find some guidance at the fire. Verse 11 of Surah Taha, chapter 20. And when he came to it, he was called, O Moses, indeed I am your Lord. So remove your sandals. Indeed you are in the blessed valley of Tuwa. And you can read thus the other verses. I've chosen thee. Listen then to the inspiration or the revelation.
يوحى
Wahi. You are.
وأنا
And I have chosen you. So
فاستمع
Astami.
فاستمع
Sorry, fastamia. So listen
لما
to what
يوحى
is revealed. Yuha. Transliteration. I've got it here. Fastamia. Can you believe this? Indeed, I am Allah. What does that ayat say in Surah Shura? Huh? And it is not for any human being that Allah should speak to him except by revelation or from behind a partition, or that he sends a messenger, i.e. angel, to reveal. So no messenger whatsoever, not even not a chosen servant of Allah, not a man, not this guide, Muhammad or Moses, but we say Musa Kalim Allah, the one Allah spoke to. See, this ayat, 51 of Surah Shura, 42 chapter. It is not for any human being, not even the messenger of Allah, right? Because that Allah should speak to him except by revelation. Who does he send a revelation on to guide the people? The messengers, who are human beings. He says they're not angels.
لبشر
For any human. Libasharan. Libasharan. What does it mean? He doesn't say insan. He says it is not fitting for a man that Allah should speak to him except by inspiration. Is it ilham? No, it is wahi, wahiyan, or wahin. See,
يرسل
it is not that common inspiration that comes to animals, like we inspired the bees, Surah Nahl. It's not ilham, that lower inspiration that is given to animals or human beings. Oh, I got this inspiration. I get this feeling, that something's going to happen. Something good is going to happen. Intuitive feeling. That's called ilham. God inspires in you that feeling. This is wahi. So please check. Because wahi is only sent to, I was told, wahi and inspiration, ilham are different. A revelation, I cannot say, oh, I had a revelation, although I do say this, but there's a difference between ilham and wahi, inspiration and revelation. So he says, wahiyan, it's wahi here. See, I read,
الله
should speak.
إلا وحيا
Wahiyan, it's wahi. Wahi, only a messenger gets a wahi, we are told. The messenger of Allah, not any ordinary man. And it is not for any human being that Allah should speak to him. So I want this to be right, like repeating it, not right, but like, you get it. Please see this from all sides. Yes, what I mean to say is that if the Shias and the Muslims, religious scholars come, experts, telling me that God spoke to Moses because here it says it like this because this is an inspiration. God does not, it says man, human being. It doesn't say insan. It says, like, let's say whatever they say, right? The Arabic word is not,
لبشر
but it means here for any human. Direct. Okay, translation word by word. Quran translation word by word. Let me show you here. For any human. So, wahyan. See, it's wahyan. This wahi only comes to chosen messengers like Moses, Abraham. We were told that Abraham is a friend of Allah, Khalil Allah, but Musa, Kalim Allah. Please, I'm stuck. I'm so surprised. Another discrepancy. I can't believe this. If it had said Ilham, you see, we sent Wahi. Surah, see, I'll show you. Let me recheck, yeah? Surah Nahl. We sent inspiration to the bees. Verse. Oh God, please. Buzz about bees. Huh? See, it 16. Let me see if I corpus. This is the corpus. And we send not before you except men to whom we revealed our message. So ask the people of the message if you do not know. See, this is wahi, but to the bees. This is again in Surah Nahl, bees, chapter 16, verse 43. And we send not before you except men to whom we revealed our message. This must be wahi. This is again wahi. So ask the people of the message if you do not know. Right? This is wahi. But the B one is in Surah Nahl. He sends wahi to the bee and inspires it with faculties. IslamicStudies.info. He does not, he sends the wahi. Okay, so they are saying he sends wahi. Surah Nahl, verse 66 to 70. Islamic Studies Info, towards understanding the Quran. It's wahi. He sends wahi to the bee. It's not ilham. Okay, I was wrong here. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me check. I'm wrong here. They are saying, the article is saying wahi. It's wahi, it's not inspiration. So then wahi's, so he does not speak to any man, but he spoke to Musa. Even if that way we take it, that he does not speak to any man. So, but only his chosen servants he can even speak to, like Musa. But he did not speak to Prophet Muhammad. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Let's check Surah Nahl, Quran.com. Okay, I'll have to go to Surah Nahl. Okay, I hope I'm not going to pause this now. Surah Nahl, verse 66, maybe start from there. He sends inspiration. Oh God, where am I going? So, anyhow, this Quran.com, because it gives the word by word in transliteration too. So, continue. Okay? We send the book to thee for... Oh God. Send down rain. Indeed, for you is grazing livestock. So, because I was told that a common man does not... No, we are going to look at this. It is ha. It's wahi. It's not ilham. Now, I even got confused.
وأوحى
Wa'awha. It's not ilham, it's wahi. So yes, he sends, sorry for this, I was wrong. And when I'm wrong, I must say I'm wrong, as we're discovering. So now, taking it like this, that he sends to no man wahi, Shias are right. And your Lord inspired to the bee. Take for yourself among the mountains houses. Wow, wow, ha, wow, ha, rabbuka illa anna. So this way,
وأوحى
wa'awha, wa'awha, wahi, wa'awha. It's wahi. But he spoke to Moses. Okay, so forget that any ilham, that's an inspiration. No, he sends a revelation, and your Lord inspired to the bee. Take for yourself among the mountains houses, hives, and among the trees, and in that which they construct. He inspired to the bee. Okay? He inspired the bee to build. So he can, wait a minute. Now I'm confused here. But could we say there's still a contradiction here? He cannot, Surah Shura. It is not for any human being, but animal. No, just being that Allah should speak to him. No, Allah should speak to him. Sorry. Except by revelation, or from behind a partition, or that he sends a messenger to reveal. So Moses heard, I cannot believe that. Okay, you mean to say it was a full, like it wasn't like he heard the voice of Allah? Like I was thinking that when Allah was speaking to him in silence, like, from his head, he was like, from his own voice. But no, from his own head's voice, like from his own, like thought, telepathy. Oh, I thought it was like telepathy. But a voice called out to him. Okay, so even if let's say we take it like this, the other way, there's a contradiction. It is not for any human being that Allah should speak to him, except by revelation or from behind a partition, or that he sends a messenger, i.e. angel, to reveal by his permission what he wills. Indeed, he is most high and wise. I thought that it is haram, that it is forbidden to hear the voice of Allah. Like, you can't. There's no way that a human ear can hear the voice of Allah. So when I used to read these Surah Taha verses, so I'm not explaining myself away, but just telling you that I fear, I see a discrepancy here. Because you see, you can't see the face of Allah. But now, like, I thought it was forbidden. Like the voice of Allah, God doesn't have a voice. It is not for any human being that Allah should speak to him. Okay, maybe you Shias have one or you Muslims have one. I'll show you. No, here, Surah Taha. Then the witness, I will show you. Then I'll go step by step. How did I come to this, that the witness is plagiarized by Rasulullah? Going slowly with the the same. The ayats of Iblis and Adam and Allah. And I've chosen you, so listen to what is revealed to you. So listen,
فاستمع.
fastamia. So listen to what is revealed to you. You mean to say that God has a voice? Indeed, I am Allah. This is not Shia Sunni. Indeed, I am Allah. There is no deity except me. He's actually hearing. Wait a minute. No. Verily, I'm. Wait, before this. There are two translations and then 11. Surah 20, Taha, verse 11. Verse 11.
فلما
Then when
أتاها
he came to it,
نودي
he was called.
يا موسى.
He was called. O Moses. That's word by word. He was called. He was called out or in. But when he came to the fire, a voice was heard. A voice was heard. Oh my God. O Moses. Now can you say this? You see, we are told here that man is unable to hear he doesn't have those hear capacities. What if his eyes limited to see God? To see God. Maybe even God can touch us. And we can touch him. Limiting God, you know. No. If, what do we say? Surah Baqarah, right? That if a voice, oh my God, wish to hear the voice of Allah. They've kept Allah so away from us. Only Moses heard the voice of Allah. I mean, to hear the voice of Allah. Like, this is not your own voice echoing to yourself in your mind. You know, like Allah using your voice in your head. But this is like a voice outside or inside, we're not told. We're just told a voice was heard. And he went to this particular place where the voice, with his family, he did not hear this voice. But when he went for guidance at the fire, then, and when he came to it, he was called. Oh Moses, now tell me about the satanic whispering. You see, when Satan is speaking to you, whispering to you, what do you hear? It's like your own voice. My mind is telling me, oh my God, this is like Satan. This is negative, so this must be satanic. But it's like a voice was heard, called. He was called. Moses was called. Oh Moses, are you guys kidding me? On one hand, you say, we can see the face of God. There's a thing here that says God, but there's a verse here which says in Surah Shura, and it is not for any human being that Allah, what? Any human? It is not fitting for a man that Allah should speak to him, except by inspiration or from behind a veil or by sending of a messenger to reveal with Allah's permission what Allah wills, for He is the Most High, Most Most High, Most Wise. No man can. Yusuf Ali translation is for a man that Allah should speak to him, except by inspiration. You see, this means that not even his thoughts inspired in his thoughts, in his mind. Zahra, split personality like Zahra or Zahra, do this today. I am Allah. Okay, this is my own voice, like in my head. It is not for any man, any human being. Then what is that man who saw that messenger, that polytheist who saw the face of Allah? Arjun. In Kurukshetra. Because is any man, Allah speak to him except by revelation. Okay, so we don't even hear the voice of Allah in our dream. That's what I used to think. So this is another shock, another clarifying moment in my life. And then where do we go now? Witness. I went through all these like discrepancies. Excuse me. Oh Moses, tell your people that you cannot just see me. Moses wanted to see the face of Allah. Tell your people you cannot see me. So I will come back to this and explain furthermore. What is it? Surah verse, not, did I put Surah? Quran verse, sorry. Allah said, you will not see me, but look at the mountain. This trumpet will be blown. If Allah's voice you hear, you could say that it is of such a high pitch that all this could, like burst. Like, when we are told in Surah Yasin, when the trumpet is blown, and another verse, gone cases. Who will blow the trumpet? Angels, perhaps. Like that, we are told. With one sound, one sigh, trumpet will be blown. It actually says trumpet, not a sigh. Imagine Allah's taking a sigh. It will be gone. Everything will be finished, destroyed, the whole world, whole existence. And when Moses arrived at our appointed time, and his Lord spoke to him, again speaking to him, he said, my Lord, show me yourself that I may look at you. Even Moses is saying to the Lord, right? Allah said, you will not see me, but look at the mountain. If it should remain in place, then you will see me. This is very, very strange. But when his Lord appeared to the mountain, he rendered it level, and Moses fell unconscious. Should remain in the place, then you will see me. Maybe this unconsciousness. And when he awoke, he said, exalted are you. I have repented to you, and I am the first of the believers. So you can see Moses. Okay, these are verses where you need to really feel sorry and reflect and say, oh my God, yeah, what's happened? That's a personal thing. But in this, you can't see what my point is here, you can't see the face. But here, what pitch Allah's, if you can't see, what I'm trying to say here, and not able to, because I might spoil my video again, and live stream, is that here you can't see Allah, But Allah is a voice, and it could be a distinct voice. Human. Humans have a voice. You know, we're told that Allah is not human. See, what kind of sound? We say the animals, they communicate, they make a sound, or they communicate through their antennas, you know, and it's a very like high pitch. Only ants can understand their communications through these antennas they have, right? These ants that understood, ants, the Surah Namal. Solomon with them. I think Solomon was the one. So, you see, these messengers can pick up, and they understood, and the ants understood. Solomon is going to, so they're that aware. But to see why we can't see the face of Allah, and then think, oh, because you see, we say that idol worshippers make faces and all different faces then, and even like Rasulullah, we don't show his face. Although he sat here, he married Maria the Coptic, the king saw him, Egypt, hypocrites saw him. But no, cover the face. Arey Baba, Abu Bakr saw him, Umar saw him. No picture of Rasulullah. Right? No, he's so like, he wasn't hiding his face. But anyways, for the future, maybe we shouldn't make a face. But here, okay, so what happens is, forget that. I mean, this is a point to be noted too, like, we don't have a picture, like no one has painted Rasulullah, right? And we say that no, it is, can't see the face, can't hear the voice. If Rasulullah comes, people have seen him, Baba. He had so many wives, but we can't see him. And we're crazy after him. If anyone we respect, we would die for his one hair, you know. We'd go to the museum where his one hair is and get it for maybe $1 million. Sheikh can afford it, we can't afford it. The richest Amir, Sheikh can afford it. You see? But okay, this point, and then we come back to this. Huh? You can't see the face of Moses said, Lord spoke to him. He said, my Lord, show me yourself that I may look at you. My stomach growling because I haven't had proper food. I am involved in this, so it's half empty. Allah said, you will not see me, but look at the mountain. Like he doesn't even say, show your face. He says, show me you. Like show yourself to me. My Lord, this one translation, Sahih International. He said, my Lord, show me thyself. Oh my goodness. But you know, Moses, how was God's voice? Like, what did he sound like? What was his pitch? No one asking that, going crazy about that. This is weird. Okay. So now I have to get it. It's not coming to me. The witness against Surah Araf. Maybe I will reading Surah Araf. Oh my God, 1 hour 54 minutes. Surah Araf verse. Witness. See, God is witnessing all this and he doesn't say a thing. Right? This means that time at that witness who doesn't stop Iblis. Now he's become Satan, Shaitan. He doesn't stop a thing. because we say that at that time it was destined to be like this. Can you get yourselves to that time? Only Jiddu Krishnamurti and Muji Baba, without meditation, yoga, asanas, discipline yourself. Only Jiddu Krishnamurti points through by discourses, in yourself. Okay? Not by mantra, repetition, or anything. So, what was I saying? This non-judgmental observation. You allow everything to happen, evil or bad or good. You're allowing this to happen. So God should have said that as consciousness, why I allowed this to happen as pure awareness. I allowed this to happen. You see, at that highest realm of I am pure consciousness, but God wouldn't say that. Because if he were to say that, then chuck the guides out. We would need a guide. And then we won't have to praise and send salutations and obey the guide. We have a guide inside. Okay, what these Hindus say, you do meditation, you do asanas, you'll reach that God, oneness with him. But this God is saying what misleading, you see. It's then, that's why there's something missing here in this God, Allah. In his ayats. Through his ayat I made out and then start to think. Like if he doesn't want, if he says he orders justice. His command is just. Then I got confused. In retrospect, even thinking how confused, how lost I was. You see, ordering when God orders. If you will justice, it should happen immediately. Point here is that he says he orders justice. He allows injustice to happen. This is a form of injustice. Satan is unjust. Satan is the oppressor. Quran ayats. Take Quran ayats. What does he do? He misguides people. When you misguide a person, what happens? First, this whole thing God has created that I will guide you and you will know me. Let's suppose no, but he created all this for us to know him. But could he have done it in such a way that he allows injustice to happen in his garden? I've lost my love in the gardens of terror. Terror. See, this was my poetry of one of the first verse of my poetry composed in the during teenage years. I've lost my love. Something you have lost. You say, what have you? I've lost proximity to God in the garden of terror. No, in the Garden of Eden, according to Christians, and Eden they call it, right? Where Eve and Adam were dwelling. So now, he allows this to happen. What is that awareness? Only being. Because if you tell me that he's a just God and he allows this injustice to happen, I'll say, no, it's not right. Doesn't make sense. Even though you give me reasons for evil here, guidance will come, Zara. Wait for guidance. Call on Rasulullah and Allah. Call on Allah for the sake of Rasulullah. God will guide you. Go to your prayer mat, fasting in Ramadan, discipline yourself, all this. I could now lose my point. Methods. There's a system. Nature has a system. It can't go against. There's a system for everything. Even the bees have a system. What does the bee queen do? And there's all its soldiers there. This is a whole system God has created. So through his method, you align with God's divine laws and you follow it. No, you have to align and follow. You have to follow the divine laws. And according to you, the Islamic Shia Sharia. Right? Now, right and wrong, good and evil, sufferance and no sufferance, joy, bliss. So you will give me reasons and I will tell you that this is still not enough for me. Something is wrong. So I've even failing to understand this witness by following Imam Hussain morning Azadari. This witness is timeless. Oh, what? Like, okay, please. Timelessness, yeah. So, so now you have to come back to that area. You have to go back to God, where you came from. But God made this distance between us. We fell. Our parents did. Adam and Eve. And what did God use? Satan. And if you say that God did not use Satan, everything that happens by the permission of Allah. And you jump to that the end is good. He's the creator, don't question him. Otherwise you'll be like Satan questioning him. Right? No. I will obey him when I know you see, then I read Kafi. So I'm telling you my confusion. Like the intellect, when you explain it to the intellect, what happens? Reason, logic, intellect, your brain, your mind. Reason is such that it would make you obey. Scientists, when they find the proof, this is the proof. They cannot deny it, right? Can they deny something in the material realm that they have found it works? Proof is there. So give me proof of that God who is just. And then there is no way that I can disobey him. Because you see, what was Satan, Iblis, lacking? He had all the proof. Oh, he had the proof. Now we're told we have the mind and we have a messenger to guide us. So it's very, very confusing like this. How do we reconcile with all this confusion? Angels don't have a mind. Animals don't have a mind. Animals are inspired by God. But what do we have? Aql. Aql, reason. And if this reason is tarnished, then wait for the grace of God. Pray to God. He will understand. No, this is Then you saying Christians are failing. You see what I mean? Jews haven't understood Abraham because the messenger has come and wants to reconcile both of you, saying that come to monotheism. Here the Muslims are going to win and say we are right, but I find discrepancies in the Quran ayats. Surah Azab verse 37, Surah Tahrim verse 1, Surah Nur verse 33. Now more and more coming about the Jews, and the rest are lots, drawing lots. You cannot tell me to see the big picture because the ayats are failing here. These are signs of Allah. And if the signs of Allah are failing and not coming true to reason, because first we used reason, some lapse. Do you see lapse happening? Failure. Contradiction in these confusion, contradiction, lapse is happening, has happened. So the witness, if we even say Allah is the greatest witness, what if the idol worshippers also say that Allah is the greatest witness? Forefathers. Abraham was confused for a while, saying Satan was whispering. He saw God in sign in a dream tell him, or God told him through a dream, take your son. And there was this whispering. And then we say God spoke to Moses. And so what in the world is going on here? And then what happens? You see, Prophet Muhammad, his Allah blame totally. Like there were good Christians, and if the good Christians would only listen to his reason and his signs that Allah sent him and the Quran, then they would come and submit, because if you understand and if you agree, you see the sign, then the good Christians would become, in his time, would have become what? Muslims, believers, even the Jews, but they didn't. Now we have the idol worshippers. What if the idol were... So I took the forefather thing. Forefather because, you see, Abraham was their forefather, the first monotheistic, right? And God didn't speak to him. God just communicates to him through a dream or sending an angel. About the son, we are told in Dr. Shariati, he spoke in a dream. Maybe the Quran ayats I must open all, right? But we don't say Kalim Allah. We say, so taking a shortcut like this, not showing you through the Quran ayats of Abraham, about Abraham. He is not Kalim Allah. Moses is the one who Allah spoke to. Abraham is friend of Allah, Wali Allah, right? You tell the Jews, what? Surah Jummah. Why do you claim to be friends of Allah? When from these ayats we gathered, why is the friend of Allah? Abraham, they were the followers of Abraham, Jews, before even the Christians came, before even Christ came. And then we say the Jews are, what are the Jews doing now? Where is it? Surah Jummah? Where is that? Surah Jummah here. And again, I'm very, very slow, Surah Jummah. Quran.com. I've forgotten the ayat name also. The ayat number, sorry. Keep saying name. Ayat number. You sent among the unlettered Arabs a messenger from themselves, reciting to them his verses and purifying them and teaching them the book and wisdom, although they were before in clear error. And to the others we have sent the bounty of Allah. What have we sent to the others? Confer these on others who have already joined them. Okay, the example of those who were entrusted, Torah. 6, Ayat 6, Chapter 62 of the Quran. Say, O you who are Jews, if you claim that you are allies of Allah, what was Abraham? Excluding the other people, then wish for death. Oh my God. If you should be truthful. What are the Jews? What? Wait. Can I go to new tab? Ibrahim, friend of Allah. Ayat. Khalilullah, the Prophet Khalilullah. Where is it? I just put here, where is it? Quran ayat, please. So, Quran verse. 4, Surah 4, verse 125. Let me go in. This is IslamicWeLibrary.com. Being very quick now, it's an article. Oops, who is better in religion than one who submits himself? And Allah took Abraham as an intimate friend. Surah 4, verse 125. Surah Nisa, verse 125. Did he take anyone else? Does Allah claim to take? But he claims to any other people except for the ones with Abraham, right? And he's given this title, Khalilullah. And this is, by the Muslims, right? Muslims, please look at this. I'm trying to cover everything I can. Oh my God. Here, and who can be better in religion? Good doer follow a religion of Allah. Follows the religion of Allah, the upright. So if I go into all this in detail, you will get confused, because this is such a tricky thing that you will say, oh, monotheistic. Yes, Islamic monotheism. That's what he was. Christians, Jews, let's forget everything and become Muslim. Right? And Allah took Abraham as an intimate friend. Now my memory, I'm so slow, sorry. It may seem boring and showing you. This is raw stuff from me. I'm not even prepared. Surah Nisa, Corpus Quran, Surah Nisa, Ayat 25. Sorry to be like this and take your time. Whoever has to listen, what do you call it? The time and the energy, and it's boring, I know. And who is better in religion than one who submits himself to Allah? Who is better in religion than one who submits himself to Allah while being a doer of good and follows the religion of Abraham? inclining toward truth. And Allah took Abraham as an intimate friend. Okay, so for myself also, I could go through my videos, save this. So I'll open this. Allah took Abraham as an intimate friend. What's the point here? Please don't let me spoil my videos. And then, Surah Juma. What? I mean, my hand on my. What? Verse 6. Oh, shock. Say, oh, you who are Jews, if you claim that you are allies of Allah, excluding the other people, Wali Allah, then wish for death. Maybe Abraham saved them at that time. These poor Jews. You know what the Prophet Allah is playing on? Do you see this deception? Do you see this unfairness, this injustice to the Jews of his time? Say, oh, you who are Jews, if you claim that you are allies of Allah. But Rasulullah, Abraham, the ayat has come, is a friend, intimate friend of Allah. And when was Abraham? Okay, he was a monotheistic. You even follow him. He is your father too in this religion. Right? You follow the religion of Abraham. Complete the logical. Jews followed Abraham. Jews had the book of Abraham before even you've had it. And who is Abraham? The friend of Allah. In your book it is written. How can you blame these Jews? You see, you made the religion, Abraham's religion. You say this is monotheistic religion, Abraham's religion. Even this prophet follows Abraham's religion, right? He's come to correct. So, like logically, if you take, come on, logic experts in logic, please come and help me. So I know that logically this fails. I can see it, but I cannot explain it. If you have been in logic and if you've studied experts in logic, you will know that this verse fails in logic. Although logically I cannot explain it right now, how it logically fails and all this. Excluding the other people, then wish for death. Excluding the other people. Please, logic, people with articulate, please correct. Please complete my sentence. Please complete my sentence. So if you should be truthful. Now I will take you to the witness verse. Witness. You know what he has said? And Allah is the greatest. Allah is a witness of him. Yeah. I'm not going to pause. Let's see. Maybe I won't pause this now. New tab. No? Where is it? Surah? Taghabun. Is it in this? Verse Taghabun. 64, Surah 64. How unfair. I'll be coming back for this. Logically, if some little expertise, whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth is exalting Allah. To him belongs the dominion, to him belongs all praise, and he is over all things competent. It is he who created you, and among you is the disbeliever, and among you is the believer, and Allah. Allah. What happened to Adam? Wasn't he a disbeliever? He was tricked by Satan, the disbeliever, the rejected. And you're telling us have faith. And no, Adam was not a disbeliever. He was a believer. But what happened to him? He still fell. He created the heavens and the earth in truth. He created the heavens in truth. How can falsehood come into heaven? And deception and lies come into heaven, where Adam was. Even a lower place of heaven, we say a garden, Jannah. It is written in the Quran, Jannah. When you dispute about me about the Wahi thing, Ilham, I dispute, I say,
السماوات
wal ars.
والأرض.
This is the sky, as-samawati. Okay, heavens you call it.
السماوات.
Sometimes you call it as-samawati, sometimes you call it Jannah, sometimes you call it Firdaus. Okay, this is as-samawati. Okay, they call it the skies, meaning the heavens. This is because the messengers used to come with clear evidences, but they said, shall human beings guide us? And even if they say a human being is God, that's also not right. Aftar. Okay. And disbelieved and turned away. Shall a human being direct us? Because I think the Christians are saying he was a Messiah, he was Son of God, he was also a human being. He was also made of flesh. I don't know who is saying shall a human being. Does anyone, idol worshippers, human beings? No, our idols were from that higher, those guide. Of course, the gurus are guiding us, guiding them. Those who disbelieve have claimed never to be resurrected. Say, yes, by my Lord you shall be resurrected. There's only resurrection, not reincarnation in Islam. So believe in Allah. What? Oh, I didn't. Unbelievers think they will not be raised up for judgment. Say, yeah, by my Lord you surely will be raised up. Then shall you be told the truth of all of it you did. And that is easy for Allah. Verse 8 of Taghabun. So believe in Allah and His Messenger and the light, i.e. the Quran. Shia say Imamat, which we sent, oh no, Shias also I think say Quran, which we have sent down, and Allah is aware of what you do. The day will assemble you. Is there this, sorry, what am I looking for? Witness, gain among you those who believe, who work righteous beneath it. Gardens beneath. Oh, gardens is this Jannah. The sky is another kind of heaven.
تجري
Wait, you look at
العظيم.
garden, Jannah Khalidin, Jannatin. Okay, God calls garden Jannat. It's heaven. It's like He will admit them to gardens. Okay, that will be the supreme. The ones who disbelieve, deny the verses, companions of the fire. See, disbelieved, those who reject faith and treat our signs as falsehood. See, the signs are very important. See, disaster strikes except by permission of Allah. Uh, Obey Allah, and obey Allah and obey. So obey the messenger, but if you turn away, then upon our messenger is only the duty of clear notification. Allah, there is no deity except Him, and upon Allah let the believers rely. O you have believed, indeed among your spouses and your children are enemies to you, so beware of them. But if you pardon and overlook and forgive, then indeed Allah is forgiving and merciful. Your wealth, your children are but a trial. So fear Allah, whoever is protected stinginess of his soul. If you loan Allah goodly loan, He will multiply it for you. Knower of the unseen and the witnessed. Shahadat. See, he's called, and this verse, that Allah is a witness to this, I haven't.
والشهادة
Shahadati, the witnessed, knower of the unseen and the witnessed, the exalted in might, the wise. He's also the witnessed, or is he the witness? Because here it's written, the witnessed. Who is witnessing him? It can't be. You see, I left this alone. Verse 18 of Surah 64. Witnessed. Knower of the unseen. This is about Allah. How can he be the witnessed? He is the witness. There's a problem here. Do you witness Allah? Anything witnessing? When you say the witnessed, who is witnessing him? He's the one witnessing. See, if you are witnessed, Allah is the witness and you are the witnessed. You cannot be the witness of Allah. And can Allah be the witnessed? What word by word is coming? What is this translation of Yusuf Ali? Knower of what is hidden and what is open, exalted in might, full of wisdom. He doesn't say witnessed. Sahih International say witnessed. You know who's the witnessed? Who's the observed? You are the observer when you observe this here, dustbin. A shay, a thing. The thing is the witnessed. Right? Don't, right. It's just very simple English. Now don't confuse me because, these signs are grand and all this. And look, see, he can't be the witnessed. And it's written here, ED, witnessed, witnessed. Surah 64, verse 18. Knower of the unseen and the witnessed, the exalted in might, the wise. They definitely are talking about Allah. If you learn to Allah, ready to appreciate service, foremost bearing. Knower of the unseen. He's the knower. He is the unseen.
الغيب عالم
The knower
الغيب
of the unseen.
والشهادة
And the witnessed.
العزيز
The Almighty.
الحكيم.
You see, if you're maybe this English wrong, maybe
والشهادة
even word by word. No. Maybe this word wrong, even in the word by word. He cannot be the witnessed. No one can see him. No one is witnessing him. The mind cannot witness him. He is the witnessed. And it doesn't have a knower of the unseen. It doesn't have a capital U. It doesn't have a capital W. Are they talking about Muhammad here? The witnessed. If they were talking about Muhammad, he who witnesses everything, who cannot be witnessed by anything else but itself. God knows what this is. Okay. But point to be noted, someone, please, if you are interested, you can go further into this, find out. Quran experts, if you're interested in learning, studying more. correct me. Correct this, not me. And clarify me, a knower of the unseen. Unseen is not in capital letters. Knower of the unseen and the witnessed, the exalted in might, the wise. Hidden and what is open. Oh, knower of what is hidden. Oh, he is the knower of the unseen. Sorry, I correct myself. And the witnessed. Something that's being witnessed. Okay, he knows what is being witnessed even. Oh, thank God I corrected myself. Okay. Before, I would have felt so, afterwards feeling so guilty that he's the knower. Knower is the, oh, thank you for correcting me. Okay, this here again, I didn't get it. Knower of the unseen and the witnessed. Yes, okay. He's the knower. Sorry, correct myself. He's the knower of the unseen and the witnessed. The one being witnessed. Whatever is being witnessed, he's the knower of. Very good, very well, perfect. So I correct myself, nothing wrong in this. Then, don't go back a lot. Remember this ayat. Then where's that one that says that Allah is the greatest, Allah is the witness, Allah is the witness of Rasulullah. The messenger of Allah, Quran ayat. So now, let no harm come to the scribe or witnesses. If you do, then you have gravely exceeded. Oh, okay. Everything that's witnessed, he's the knower of. He's the greatest witness. Your limits. Be mindful of Allah, the one who say, I bear no such witness. Say, in fact, do you really bear witness that there are other gods along with Allah? Like you see, he's bringing, like, do you say, I bear no such witness? Say, those who have disbelieved say, you are not a messenger. Say, wait, come to this and then Surah. And those who have disbelieved say, you are not a messenger. Say, O Muhammad, sufficient is Allah as a witness between me and you, and whoever has knowledge of the scripture. Witness of whoever has knowledge of the scripture. Surah, now we're getting to a very, very high position where we will be witnessing the knower of the witnessed, Surah Taghabun, Surah 64. Now we're coming to a very most delicate, most important thing. What's this? Surah Rad, thunder. This is where I read it. And it is the truth. That's what it came to me in my dream. I opened the Quran. What I saw was the verse that says, and and it is the truth. It changed. The Quran ayat changes for me in my dream. And those who have disbelieved say, you are not a messenger. This Quran ayat, in my dream, someone is like saying, and it is the truth. It changes. The first ayat, I think first or second ayat in this surah, Surah Rad, thunder. And what is this? 43 verse. Okay, this one is the 43 verse of Surah Rad. And those who have disbelieved say, you are not a messenger. Say, O Muhammad, sufficient is Allah, enough is Allah as witness between me and you. And you know what this is? This is the height and the witness of whoever has knowledge of the scripture. Now both come. Rasulullah, no. Abraham come. Ali come. Muhammad come. Allah. Now how do we know Allah? So we need to know what Allah is. Allah is the witness. And what does this witness contain? What Muji Baba is doing, you can go and find out, right? So we hold on to this, and I go to the Surah Al-An'am, verse 19. Ask them, O Prophet. Okay. Say what can be the greatest in bearing witness? Say Allah. He is the witness between me and you. And this Quran has been revealed. Battery slow. Oh, it's going to stop. The light flashes on. Okay. Right? This is Surah An'am verse 19. Say, what can be the greatest in bearing witness? Say, Allah is the witness between me and you. And this Quran has been revealed to me so that I should thereby warn you and whomsoever it may reach. Do you really bear witness that there are other gods along with Allah? Say, I bear no such witness. Say, in fact, He is one God, and I have nothing to do with what you associate with Him. Okay? So I end this because my video, sorry YouTube followers, so I end my live stream too with this, and I will continue later with this witness after contemplating. I mean, I myself don't know how. So this is now between idol worshippers and Allah, and Muhammad and his one God. And he has what? No God, no gods other than Allah. Not even along with Allah. Right? Demigods or things like that. No gods. It doesn't say demigods, it says gods along with Allah. Now how are you going to find? This is the most important, greatest. Because greatest testimony. Say, whose testimony is the greatest? Say, Allah is the witness. So, taking a break, I need one too, and my phone needs it. Low battery. Thank you very much.